It's been a few weeks since we last had a new car to test drive here at Techno Buffalo's Driven, and my lead foot was getting itchy. Fortunately, the folks at Mazda obliged and hooked us up with a 2013 Mazda 2. The name of the show is Techno Buffalo's Driven, so I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't talk about the tech. And there ain't much here. You don't have an option for navigation, so if you want to know where you're going, you can carry an old school Thomas guide, or you can get a suction cup mount for an external GPS unit. You've got a CD player, so if you want to use one of those old digital relics to listen to music, you've got the option to do that as well. AM, FM is all here. What is here also, though, surprisingly, is Bluetooth. So full support for regular Bluetooth audio, so you can pair your cell phone. We can also listen to some jams with A2DP support, which means it'll play music from your phone. Meta tags, though, were not showing up for us, so if you want to know what's playing, you're going to be out of luck. Other than that, there isn't that much in the way of technology. Driving this car is a bit of an interesting bag. On paper, it should be a really fun sports-tuned drive, but you feel every single bump on this car. It almost feels like a really tightly sports-tuned suspension without the fun. Every bump you go over rattles from the car to the steering wheel, to your arms, to your body, to your head. It's making for a really bumpy ride. If there is even a tiny pothole, if you run over a quarter, you are going to feel it on this thing without any doubt. The drive is pretty uninspiring. It's not as enjoyable as the Ford Fiesta we had a few months ago, but it's very serviceable. There's just nothing remarkable at all about the experience. We've got the 5-speed manual in here. There's a 4-speed automatic if you choose or you have a lazy left foot. Mazda's long been lauded for having one of the best manual transmissions in the industry. This one has not been overly enjoyable. It revs really quick, which is fun from 0 to first. You can do burnouts without any problem. But the shifting just feels mushy. It just hasn't been enjoyable or fun. So one of the best parts for me about driving manual transmission is that downshift on the freeway from say 4th to 3rd to try and get that extra power. The power is just not there. The 1.5 liter 100 horsepower engine, you really feel that 98 foot-pounds of torque there as well. That low-end torque you usually can control just isn't there. A few months ago, we had a chance to drive a European-spec 1-liter Ford Fiesta that I really liked. The manual transmission was a lot of fun, and the car was fast despite being admittedly underpowered. I expected a very similar experience from the Mazda 2, which on paper is a much more powerful car, and I just didn't get it. It wasn't a fun car to drive. I didn't have a smile on my face every time I got behind the wheel, which is ironic considering the front of this car. Now, it's not to say it's a bad car. If you're the kind of person that just wants to get from point A to point B safely in a reliable automobile, it's going to be a pretty decent option. It'll last you that 5 to 10 years, get you 200,000 miles without much difficulty. But if you want something that's going to be a bit more fun to drive, it's going to give you some sporty feel and can have a lot of storage capacity and perhaps even some better MPG, you are definitely going to want to look at some of the competition.